Hey, so I'm here with Sandy again. How are you doing, Sandy?
Very good, thanks. How are you today?
Yeah, not bad at all, thank you. Yeah, it's been
Looks bright out.
it's getting lighter. Yeah, as each week goes by, getting lighter each week. So yeah, looking forward
Awesome.
to it. Yeah, so if you're not familiar in England, by the time that it's June, yeah, we have it doesn't get dark till about 11 p.m.
Mm,
and yeah, it's light by about 3 a.m. or something like
right.
that. So not quite like Finland where it's yeah 24-hour daylight, but yeah, we do have some very long days in the summer and extremely short days in the winter. So I guess this
Mm.
time of year it's increasing rapidly.
Yeah, I remember the first time I visited and being woken up at 3 a.m. by roosters.
Yeah, absolutely. In fact, I should send you some videos because we've had swarms of starlings. There must
Uh,
be like 10,000 starlings doing a show over
oh,
Shell.
wow. Oh, wow.
So yeah, it's been pretty impressive
Where they
seeing that
swoop
this week.
around and things. I
Yeah,
forget what you
yeah,
call that. A murmuration.
something along those lines. Yeah, I thought that's something that I did on these shows. Great.
Right.
So
Down to business.
yeah, absolutely. So what are we talking about this week?
Well, we're going to talk about Social Squared. But first, I just wanted to talk a little bit about what you've been up to last week, because that's, I think, important to hear about.
Yeah, so last week was quite a crazy week. We well roll back to a year ago. We decided that we were going to be putting on Collab Days, which is part, if you've heard of it, it's part of the Collaboration Summit, which is hosted in Wiesbaden in Germany and also in the US as well. So there's a US version of that in Arkansas, somewhere along those lines. And yeah, so they formed something similar to like a SharePoint Saturday, where it's a Collab Days, but it's not just SharePoint. It goes across, the Power Platform. It's Azure and also Teams and SharePoint. And we decided that we were going to put one on here in the Midlands in England, and we selected Birmingham as our city for doing that. So we chose a venue and everything, but of course, in-person conferences haven't really taken off the last couple of years. So yeah, we created our first virtual one, so that went very well. We had a lot of speaker submissions,
Mm.
and yeah, we had to get it down, unfortunately, to about a quarter of the people that had actually submitted a session,
That's
and there
hard.
was yeah, really hard. And there were some really great sessions in there as well, yeah, across some of the new exciting topics like the Dataverse and Project Cortex and things like that,
Mm.
but also yeah, some of the really useful ones about sort of getting started in Power Platform and across SharePoint and Teams in general and things like that. So yeah, it went really well. So that took a lot of organizing,
Mm.
but it was a great experience and I'm glad we did it.
Mm.
And yeah, I think we'll hold off to see whether the next one's going to be in person or not, but maybe we'll do another virtual one towards the end of the year or something
Mm.
like that. But yeah, if you're interested in those, it's clubdays.org, and yeah, you'll be able to see the different cities that are
Cool.
putting these events on. So
Great.
yeah,
Great. Well done.
thank you. So yeah, that was good, and I think you were speaking at a virtual conference yourself as well.
That's true. Yeah. Yeah. I spoke at Power of the Cloud conference, which is normally in Toronto, I believe, um, live, but this year it was virtual. And I think they had maybe 300 something attendees or something like that, and I had 100 and some in our Power Platform track. Yeah, I did a talk on Power Automate, and then did a hands-on lab on Power Platform. We had Ahmed Najar, who was doing the Power Apps, and John White was doing Power BI. So really, people seem to really get a lot out of that.
Very cool. That sounds
Mm.
great. I know you really enjoy presenting, so
I
it's
do, yeah.
wonderful. So yeah, this week, besides working on the Social Squared release, I've also sort of finally put together a careers page on Lightning Tools. So yeah, you can go to lightningtools.com/careers, and there's also a link to that in the footer as well. Because yeah, we've got three positions that we currently have available. One of them is sort of entry into the sales world. So
Mm-hmm.
if you're passionate about technology and you want to get into sales, then it's an opportunity that will start off doing some sort of lead qualifications, but has good career prospects for moving into account management and things like that. We've also put together a new role, which is a solution consultant. And the solution consultant is really, what you would sort of see as a customer success manager type person. So it's ensuring that, we fully understand the needs and the expectations from our customers, and can we deliver that within inside our products, and being able to do a demonstration that demonstrates how we can fulfill those needs, but also as we that moves into a purchase, making sure that the customer is also getting really good value from the product moving forwards as well. So that's an exciting new role. It's something we do anyway inside the company. It's just other people are doing that as part of their other roles, and it's becoming something that's more and more required as a full-time position inside the company.
And it's really
But
important to us, making sure that our customers are happy with what they've purchased and going forward, especially on a subscription basis. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. And when you do acquire a tool, sometimes you're looking at using it for the specific need that you wanted to solve. But our products, they do they're quite flexible in as far as what you can do with our products. Take the lightning conductor as an example. It's not just a case of you can roll up tasks with it, which might have been the customer's requirement, but you can do all sorts of reports around graph and other types of lists and libraries and things like that. So it gives them the ability to really show off what that product can do and make sure that they're using it and getting value of it with inside their organizations.
Yep.
But yeah, there is I guess a more urgent role as well, is within tech support. So yeah, we are looking for somebody with a lot of good foundational skills across the Microsoft 365 platform. So specifically SharePoint and Teams, and really helping to support our trialing customers and our existing customers and new customers to make sure that if there's any challenges or anything like that, then they can resolve those problems with the customers as well. And that's something that is absolutely a key role inside the company. So yeah, that's something that we're advertising right now. So yeah, busy time, sort of playing around with WordPress and putting all that together. So that's all done, and so on. So yeah, it's all good.
Yeah. And did you mention in the job descriptions they have to work with us? I don't know if that's a pro or a con.
Yeah,
Yeah, I think that.
absolutely.
Yeah, Lightning Tools is a great place to work. Everybody should.
Yeah, and especially I mean the office in the UK I love, and it is a UK based position, that one. But of course, yeah, at the moment it's going to be a work from home. It could also be a work from home permanently as well. But yeah, if you are sort of within a commuting distance of Northamptonshire, it is a beautiful barn conversion in the middle of a farm. You're surrounded by sheep and things like that. So yeah,
Yeah,
it's a lovely place to work.
and a great
So
team to work with.
yeah, absolutely.
So
Um, so yeah, besides that, we're getting cracking now. We wrapped up a good Deliver Point month last month with Deliver Point release. That was the 3.2 release, and now we're looking at 2.7 of the Social Squared discussion board
yep.
application. So
Yeah.
yeah, there is a webinar that you can join. So that's on the 18th of this month. It's run at 4 p.m. GMT, which is 11 a.m. Eastern. And yeah, if you're in California or on the West Coast, along with Sandy, you can join that at 9 a.m. with your coffee. So
Well, 8.
8 a.m. Yeah. Well, okay, 8. Yeah, maths is my strong point. So
Yeah.
yeah, what are you most excited about within this release?
Well, there's a few new things, and you can check that out on our website. We've got, if you go to the roadmap page and then look at the 2.7 Social Squared, you can see what the highlights of the new features are. But I like the tag suggestions. It's not necessarily a major new feature, but I think it's really handy for people to, because with each post you create in Social Squared, you can add tags to it. But people were finding that people were just randomly adding tags and not necessarily being consistent, with their spelling and things like that, which then makes your whole tag cloud findability not really work all that well. So this way, when you start typing a tag, it'll suggest tags that have already been used within that forum, and then you can just help keep your tags more consistent, because I think that's a good way for people to find topics that that they need information on, is to use, there's like a little tag icon on the left side of the forum, and you can click on that and get a tag cloud of everything that's been tagged that way. I was just talking to a customer yesterday who's definitely using that feature. So
yeah, it's great. And in case you're not familiar with what Social Squared is, so it's a discussion board tool. And in the previous episode to this one, just last week, we were talking in detail about what Social Squared can do for you as a business inside of Teams and SharePoint. But basically, it's a discussion board. So there's all sorts of discussion boards that you may come across over the internet. That I think one that's heavily used in technology is Stack Overflow and things like that. So if you're familiar with that sort of platform for posting questions and receiving answers, that's effectively what we're looking for, or that's what we deliver with Social Squared for Teams and SharePoint. So yeah, the tagging is useful if you go ahead and create a new post or even reply to a post. We have the search ability with inside of Social Squared. So of course the content itself you can search for. So that might be in the subject or in the body of the actual post itself, or in the reply of the post. But sometimes how you want to tag that content isn't actually anywhere inside the description of the post. So it certainly makes it more findable through the search now, and also using that tag cloud. So you can go through and as you mentioned, select the tag name and see all of the posts and all of the replies that have been tagged with that specific keyword. And yeah, you're absolutely right. Sometimes people would be using tags that perhaps weren't really ideal for that type of post, or sometimes as you mentioned, there might be a typo or an abbreviation or something like that, and you end up seeing them duplicated. So the fact that it pops up and suggests it to you certainly creates more uniformity with the tags that you're using. So it's a great new feature. Absolutely.
What's one of your favorite new features?
Yeah, so let me think. So I guess the notifications has to be. So and this is really specific to Microsoft Teams, because as we mentioned, the discussion board app can be placed as a web part inside of SharePoint, inside of modern SharePoint. It can also be placed inside of Teams, either in a channel as a tab, or also as a personal app in Teams as well. And one of the reasons for doing it as a personal app is really if you don't want to make it specific to any particular team channel or team. It's something that anybody can get involved in, and they can all post questions and reply. So maybe at an organizational level. And also, for that matter, you can also place Social Squared inside a organizational wide team as well, if that's another place that you wanted to add it, that isn't sort of a discussion board for a specific project or a department or something. It can have a much wider scope than that. So working as personal apps is a great way to do that achievement. But what's useful here is we have always in Social Squared had the ability to subscribe to either a post, and you would do that if maybe it was a post that you created and you wanted to be notified if people reply to you, of course, or you could subscribe to it based on the fact that you've read a post and you're also interested in knowing what the answer is. Maybe it hasn't been answered yet, and you could also subscribe to an entire forum. So maybe you're a subject matter expert on whatever the forum is. So if you had a forum on I guess Microsoft Planner and you're a planner expert, then you could go through and subscribe to it, and then you'll be notified should anybody have any questions on Planner that they post. You'll get that notification, and you can go through and respond once you get that. So one of the challenges actually with SharePoint Online is the fact that it's difficult to do things on a sort of timer type basis. So in SharePoint on premises, we had some timer jobs that would run, and those timer jobs would be able to run a sort of digest email, so either daily or weekly, to tell you about all those notifications that have been going on. In SharePoint Online and Teams, we had that as an immediate email. So if you were subscribed to a lot of posts or to a very big forum or something like that, you could start to get overwhelmed by the number of emails that you're receiving. So what we did there was actually separate that out. So well, now it's optional. You can have the email, or you could actually have a Teams banner pop up. So just like you do when somebody replies to you inside a post, you get that little banner pop up on the right hand corner. We'll have that inside of Teams as well. So so you'll be able to utilize that. And I think most people have Teams open all day now,
right.
so that's a little bit less intrusive than an email coming in. So yeah, I'm looking forward to delivering that to our customers. I think that'd be a great.
And you can get notifications not only when you subscribe to something, but people can mention you in Social Squared posts, and you can get notifications that way too, which
That's
we
true.
didn't have in the on-prem version. I don't think we ever did.
That seems.
I
like
know we had talked about it, but yeah, I think
yeah.
I think that was something that we never were able to achieve, but we could now. So
Yeah, perhaps. Yeah, but you can also specifically follow another user, and that's something that you could do in on-prem too. So if it's something that maybe Sandy creates a good post about OneDrive permissions or something like that, I could say, all right, I kind of like what she posted, so I'll follow Sandy, and then I'll be notified whatever you post, and regardless as to what forum that's in. So that's another good one, and you can start stalking you and things like that. So, yeah, so that's a really good feature, I think.
Yeah. I also like the moderation improvements that we've made too. So we had that as a customer request, especially it seems with more of our customers in the educational space, that they wanted to have moderators, like the instructor would be a moderator of a forum, but the students want to be able to have their posts appear, but then the instructor can just edit them or delete them if they're inappropriate or something like that. But in the past, when you specified a moderator for a forum, then your post would just exist but not be visible to anybody until the moderator approved it. But that was causing, I think, a bit of a bottleneck or backlog for some customers. So now you can decide whether you want, when you specify a moderator, if you want the post to appear without being approved and then they can just moderate it, or if you want them to actually wait and not appear until they're approved. So I think that's a really good option that we had in on-prem and now have been able to bring that in online.
Yeah, definitely. I think there's quite a lot of customers that are excited about that feature. They they do want it to behave that way, and they didn't really like the way that it was behaving. So that makes more sense to me. And the moderator still has the ability to go through and remove the post if they want to. They can edit the post. So it might just be that you've said something that either was corporate secret or there's numerous reasons why you might want to take a post down, or even move it, so maybe they've just posted in the wrong forum by mistake, so yeah, you could go through as a moderator and move that into another forum. That would be better. So there's things that you can do as a moderator. It's not all about just whether or not that first post should show up with or without approval. So
right.
yeah, certainly a good one. Absolutely. And yeah, I think there's been some other good refinements too, just as we sort of catch up in the SharePoint framework and team space, which is still relatively new, but one of them, we did have a Social Squared mobile phone app, and we always have done. So even for SharePoint on premises, you can actually download that from the iOS or Apple Store and the Android Store. And the benefit of that was that you had a rich interface for using all of the features like the ratings and the votings and all that sort of thing from your phone, and you also had the ability to post via email or reply via email on premises as well. But that was just using email, and at the end of the day, we want to cut down the amount of emails. That's one of the reasons for having the tool. So actually having the app on your phone was a much better way of achieving that. However, with the way that the SharePoint framework has come on with the sort of responsive design, and how the Teams mobile phone app and the SharePoint mobile phone app have come on, you actually have a really good interface anyway.
Right,
And
right.
so yeah, what we found is just a few things that we needed to make it a little bit better when it was on a small screen. So we've done that, and now it's working perfectly. So in all honesty, why use a separate app
Right, right,
for Social Squared now? You've got the Teams app. Use it there. It's fantastic, and then it can be specific to a team. You can go across teams and that
right,
type of thing.
right.
So,
Yeah,
yeah,
because that was some difficulties with the mobile, the proprietary mobile phone app was you had to have set up an application and have an ID, and it was hard to switch teams. And yeah.
yeah, absolutely. And I think beyond that, we've got there's a list of about 20 different improvements to Social Squared this month that's being pushed out, but some of them, they're not things to sort of jump up and down about as from a sort of marketing perspective, but they are nice improvements, things like
Yeah.
pagination improvements and things like that we've done. But
And we'll have all those in our release notes.
yeah, absolutely. So yeah, I'm really looking forward to this release. I think it's going to be great, and Social Square's getting a lot of traction at the moment, especially with so many people working from home, and Teams being adopted in the way that it has been. So
Yep. Yep. Okay, cool. So maybe next week we could demo a little bit of it if we've got it
I think
rolled
that would
out.
be good.
Okay.
Yeah, but otherwise, yeah, you'll find it on
You
our
tune into the
website.
webinar, yeah, too.
Yeah, there's the webinar that you'll be able to watch, and yeah, once that's also completed, you'll be able to watch that back as well. So if you can't make that date on the 18th, it will be recorded. So we do notify you, but as soon as the recording's ready. So if you sign up, even if you can't attend, you'll be able to get that notification and watch it back. But otherwise, just look out for it on our website.
Right. Yep. Okay.
So cool.
I think that's it for this week.
Yeah, I can't think of anything else. So yeah, in summary, Social Squared month, Dealer Point month went well. We've got some career opportunities with Lightning Tools, and yeah, it's a few exciting things going along at the moment.
Yeah. Feel free to drop us a comment if you have any questions or on any of that.
Sounds good. All right, well, take
All
care,
right.
Sandy.
Yep. You too. See ya.
Bye.
Bye.